Hello, how you doing? This is Chad Prento calling from hell. Every like on Facebook gets me out of hell. This is the week that was related to Oddball magazine. Jason Wright is away and recovering for health reasons. We wish him the best. With us is newly published author Timothy Gager, an Oddball Foundation member in the past, an author in the past and present, and all
And
around
it,
good guy and friend to Oddball magazine, published several times. This isn't one of those weeks. It would have made more sense if we published him this week if I knew we were doing this, but we only found out about this like less than 12 hours ago.
yeah, we
So
planned this in 12 hours. And also I'm a Bjork impersonator.
there you go. There you go.
We've already started.
A cross between Andrew Tate and Bjork. That'll bring the people in.
Yeah,
There we go.
bring them in. We're ready.
Oh, what a time to regret to be single. I'd be getting the girls coming into this chat, this Facebook chat all every day.
I
Oh
mean,
boy.
this is my game, apparently. This is
Apparently
my
I'm your
game.
wingman, which is fine, but yeah. So I'm in hell, and I guess Tim is trapped in his book, and that happens to people. That's his own hell. Every purchase of a book from him, go to his readings, check out his publisher page. Put a link on the Facebook video, or look up the Almost Bullying for Extra Whiteness, not an Andrew Tate endorsed book, but it's a brand new collection of poetry based on the COVID period, the early COVID period, not the current state of denial.
If you come to arena, I'll explain what the title means, but I won't do it here. No, absolutely not.
Can't give all the Easter eggs away.
Exactly.
So
Like there
I'm
is,
in.
I guess I am in the cover. I mean, I can, if it's like, which almost brings me to the Shannon O'Connor flash piece about zombies, but here I am eating my own face.
There you go. Well, oh dear. It's a Timnado. It's a Sharknado of Tims.
I love it. I
Uh,
mean, I've been waiting for the like. There's been terrible hurricanes across the country. I just know that sharks are being funneled up.
I saw a clip of Sharknado too, where a person famously finds a shark. I don't know. I only saw a clip, so I don't know everything. I thought he might have recognized the shark because he reaches inside the shark, grabs an arm that's holding a gun, and then he takes that gun, and I think he actually uses the person's hands to fire it as sharks are coming out of the air, and he just shoots them out of the sky.
You know what Chekhov says? If you put a gun in a
Uh,
shark, you're gonna have to use it.
by Act Three, it's coming out of the mouth, and it says someone's gonna get shot. Makes
How
me actually want to
handy.
watch the Sharknado movies.
You just ruined it for me. Oh, the conflict.
What's the whole plot? Oh no. But so what are we doing? Well, again, we're in hell. He's trapped in his book, and I'm just trapped in editor writer hell. So any likes on Facebook will get us out of hell. So please, we encourage you to do that. And
Subscribe.
in order to get out of hell, we're gonna torture you with we're going to amuse you with
But if you
scenes from
like, but
Oddball.
if you like this on YouTube, you can subscribe because suddenly there'll be a commercial, like when we get enough subscribers. So we'll annoy you with a commercial from like, Tate's Cookies.
Or Prager University,
Nice.
another
Remember
good
back in the
wholesome
day,
site.
you could just click through the YouTube ads. I
I
remember those
actually am
days.
ashamed to admit it, but I have YouTube Premium. I decided to buy that for a song to see like what other shows were available. And I got too used to not seeing commercials. Anytime like I want to show my mom a video on her iPad, I have to go through like 7 commercials just for like a 1 30-second French Bulldog video. And I'm like, oh please, can I'm never I don't have HBO Max, I don't have Netflix, but I need my YouTube Premium. I need it so bad because the commercials are horrendous. And because I used to watch political stuff on YouTube, I would get PragerU like little mini classes from the most unaccredited college in the country.
Well, it's amazing, like the whole add-on. the whole add-on society we're in. So like I decided to click something on Google, like Google Photos says you've got free photo storage. I'm kind of like, you know what? I got photo storage at these other places, but they're asking for money. Maybe Google is unlimited. So I hit the button and it's downloading, it's downloading, it's giving me all the photos. And then I opened my Gmail and it said, you've used up all your Gmail storage. So for $3.99, you can get your and so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop with the pictures, the Google Photos, and they don't let you
Right,
delete them. You can actually get them to stop uploading, and you have to delete
right.
them one at a time because they're pricks, basically.
Essentially, yes. Although I've been
Bait and
using
switch.
I've been using my blog for 20 years, and much to their credit, they haven't started charging me for photos on that.
Oh, everything's going to be a charge and add-on. It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe not Blogger for a while because no one cares about Blogger anymore. They haven't cared since like 2005. But Chad Poet for Hire.blogspot.com.
It's kind of yeah.
Uh
You don't want
yeah.
to look. You don't want to look at the stats. Oh no. What happened in 2024? I used to get hundreds of clicks on that.
I've been getting tens of clicks
Tens of clicks.
since 2003. We have tens and tens of clicks.
And then something weird happens where they'll distribute one of your blogs somewhere, and you'll wake up one morning and there's 1.4 million clicks on something that's 2 years old.
It's very strange. You can see some of us express those frustrations in my upcoming Stone's Throw issue called "Unalive the Algorithm." Plug. Let's go to
That's
let's go
called the
to
magazine.
Oddball. Let's go to Oddball magazine. Do. And let me get this completely enlarged again
Yeah,
for a small fee from Alex
yeah,
Jones's website. He needs the money.
it's like
Anyway,
yeah, that's in my Gmail too. How to get completely enlarged.
I think they gave up on me, but
They
they're
charged
like,
me an extra $3.99 for it.
here's how to improve your personality, Chad, because everything else is lost, but including your hair. Yeah, so let us go to the Oddball magazine. The reason this is called the Week That Was podcast is because we look at last week's Oddball and we look at the highlights, and we encourage you to visit Oddball for the many attractions that are updated on a weekly basis.
Ready.
And one of our regular contributors, or irregular contributors, she doesn't contribute every week or even every month, but her name is Shannon O'Connor. She is a staple in the Boston poetry scene and Cambridge poetry scenes. Her short fiction, nonfiction, and poetry is in a number of places, including Wilderness House Literary Review, which you actually edit from time to time. I think you're
Yeah.
still the fiction editor.
No, I mean I resigned.
Oh,
I resigned when my last novel came up because I needed to devote my time because we were getting a lot of submissions at Wilderness. I just didn't have the time to put in. But Shannon O'Connor, we published her, and she also was a regular at the Dire Literary Series when it was in Cambridge.
hmm.
Again, offbeat and cool. This is, and look at the artwork. That's offbeat and cool too.
And we have early zombie stories. Oh, do you want to read this one, Mr. Gager?
Yeah, let's read it. And this is a longer one, but yeah, it's a zombie story, perfect for Halloween. Zombie
Yes.
prison or how I became one of them. My job is to watch the zombies, a prison guard of sorts. But if they get out, they would turn everyone around in the area, and my place to see that doesn't happen. I knew it was only a matter of time before they got me. They were vicious, those creatures, and they didn't care about what they did or how they hurt people. The thing about zombies, they have no memory. They don't know right from wrong or up from down. They don't know east from west or chocolate from vanilla. They only care about turning every last one of us into one of them. Before they came, it was peaceful here. This was a nice town, quiet. Nothing bad ever happened, at least not that anyone knew of. There might have been corruption in the town council, or maybe some people beat their kids, but that stuff was quiet, and we all pretended it didn't happen. One of them bit me, and I am turning. I know it's happening because all I can think about is blood and how thirsty I am. I want to drink blood and kill everyone around. My job is to keep them in. I have to make sure they don't escape and do more harm. But now I have flaming desire to hurt people. I could kill them all to save the town, but I don't think I have the energy. I have a gun, but I'm forgetting how to use it. My finger makes trigger motions, but I don't know where to put it. Help me, I yelled at nobody. I don't think anyone can hear me. The zombies in the pit below look at me and howl. We're coming, one of them screams. We're coming to get you. I lie down on the floor of the tower. I don't want them to see me. I writhe on the floor. My arms and legs twitch and shake. The guard becomes one of the prisoners. I think of my life and the mistakes I made. One of them was becoming a prison guard of the zombies. My wife left me because I didn't have a job. I thought I had some decent paycheck. She would come back and I was wrong. The zombie prison paid well, better than other jobs after the zombies took over. Everyone was too afraid to go out, so the economy crashed. No one went for the ice cream or to the local bar. The zombies scared everyone, and the residents stayed shuttered in their homes. I hate what I've become. But it was inevitable. It was my destiny to become one of them. Maybe that's why this job paid so well, because it was well known that the prison guards would eventually become the prisoners. I crave blood and brains. I know I can't let the prisoners out, but I can look at them from above in the tower. Yesterday, before the zombie bit me, I showed compassion. I gave it a cough drop. New York, a cough drop. I gave it a cough drop because it looked like it was coughing. That was my big mistake, giving a zombie a cough drop. I should have known better. People need to know they can't show these animals sympathy. We should treat them like the beasts that they are. Now I am one of them. Hope no one gives me a cough drop because I will turn them the way I was turned. Brains and blood, that's all I think about now. I jump into the pit. I become a prisoner where I was once in charge. Don't trust the zombies because they'll only attack you. We should all know that by now. It's a hard lesson to learn. Brains and blood, brains and blood, brains and blood. Arg, I'm coming to get you. You better watch out. And that's Shannon O'Connor. Ta-da.
Has an MFA in writing and literature from Bennington College. She's published previously in Oddball as well as 365 Tomorrow, Sci-Fi Shorts, Jinsoko Literary Magazine, Literary Journal, and others. She lives in the Boston area and works at a hospital.
Which is cool because, like, the whole what was the big zombie series?
Walking Dead?
Yeah, I was thinking Walking Dead, Breaking Dead. No, yeah, Walking Dead. I mean, that started in the hospital and then that went to
Yes, it did.
and then it went to the prison.
I love that you did Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. I don't know if you've ever watched Epic Rap Battles of History.
Nah.
It's basically like people from alternate times, sometimes fictional, sometimes real, sometimes one's real, one's fictional. They get together and have rap battles, but every once in a while they do like a just a fun one. And one of the best ones they ever did was Walter White from Walking Dead and the sheriff from no Walter White from Breaking Bad and the sheriff from The Walking Dead, Victor Grimes.
Oh, nice.
It was uh it's crazy. You've seen The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, I gave up on it like after like once Megan. Is it Megan?
Is that the wife?
No, no, that's Megan. No, the Keegan. Who's the guy in the leather coat? I stopped watching it.
Oh, that guy. Oh yeah, the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, who was the good guy and the bad guy? I kind of gave up on the show. I mean, once Carol started making cookies, like that's when it jumped the shark.
God. Ah,
I have a T-shirt that says Carol's Cookies. It's a Walking Dead T-shirt.
nice. We have now the cartoonist from Monday. We start from Monday and go to Friday because, well, why not? What are you doing if you're watching us? What are you doing if you're here?
It's Saturday. Yeah, because there's no content after Friday. It's a Saturday.
Oh man. Well, no content Saturdays and Sundays.
I gave him a cough drop with some coffee in it. Sometimes
I'm checking to see if anyone's liking us. We're an abyss. This is like me
my
in the club days.
my New
We're
York
alone in an abysmal circle.
my New York accent reveals itself at very ugly times. Let's do the rest of
This
the show. Let's do the rest of the show in a Brooklyn accent, huh?
I don't know if I can fucking do that, man. I'm
You gotta
walking
do
here.
that. Look at this. Is that an apple? Look at the hair on that leg, huh? And the
I'm the
seeds.
Walking Dead here. Like,
Yeah,
how
well,
can they not see that coming?
I
I'm the
had
Walking Dead
Dunkin'
here.
Donuts. They got the coffee flavored apples. Wait, the apple flavored coffee. Bobbing for coffee. All right, you want to do this one?
Yeah. The She Who Laughs Last. The episode is Pixie. You might think you have never heard of Hester Stevenson, but if you were a child in Cincinnati during the 70s, 60s, maybe earlier, you either made one of her pixie designs at Nature in the Park in Burnett Woods, at Nature Camp in the Park at Burnett Woods, or saw the made natural, uh, I'm sorry, or saw the made from natural things ornaments on the big Christmas tree at Crone Conservatory. Quote, pixie making as a hobby is not only entertaining, but is most educational as well. It can be enjoyed by rich and poor alike, for nature's outdoor treasures are free to all. The powers of observations will be further developed when the fields, woodlands, and parks are searched for pixie material. That is from the article. That is from Woodland Pixies by, um, excuse me, by Hester Stephenson. This is a little bit of autobiography from Ann Scove, who lives in the Cincinnati area. And I think we'll be seeing all this. I figured this is might be a little too early for Christmas, but you have to get the ornaments done now because that's where all the nature and the acorns are falling. And if people can put up their Halloween decorations for sale in August, we can do a small little Christmas nugget in October. So,
Very, very
uh,
cool. I also like the symbolism of the shrinking middle class because it can be enjoyed by the rich and the poor. Middle class doesn't exist anymore, so like means everybody loves it.
but then the rich say, wait a minute, nature is free to us. Let's buy it all and let's get it all and put houses on it. Get the bulldozers.
And actually,
Yeah.
and Anne Scove is a comic legend. So follow her and find her, and not just an oddball. She's great.
She's currently in Twic and on X. Oh no, what they call X, but I'm still calling Twitter and a number of other sites. So always good to have her here. I'm going to bring it now. We're just going to do an excerpt from the essay on his ethics treatise, Stephen David Justin Sills. I can barely put that in order because they're all three last names. It's like, are all of them, is one of them a middle? Come on. So I always get
It's
him.
Steven
I,
Stills, Justin and Nash and Young, I think.
I know I've been mixing it up. Boy, I should do that next time. Yes, from Stephen David, Justin Sills, and Young. Fuck Crosby.
Hopelessly hope.
We
We'll
can
sing it. We'll sing it. We'll sing the essay like a CSN song. Rousseau discourse inequality, state scarcity of wild vegetation forced mankind. That was
carry
helpful.
on, Carry on,
So
Tim.
I'm not
Carry
going to sing
on.
the whole thing because sometimes when I think I'm hilarious, people think I'm disrespectful. So
Well, just a quick excerpt. He's been talking about ethics. He's been bringing up Trump and local politics. His Twitter handle is Poet in Asia. You can find him linked to a number of articles I've posted on behalf of Oddball Magazine. His opening statement for this latest chapter is Rousseau, in Discourse on Inequality, states that the scarcity of wild vegetation forced mankind into predatory herds, dissolving all forms of innocence that were imbued by being in a state of nature. The development of language, which should have been bridges linking insular minds to truth and understanding, was misused to lie and manipulate. Where mortals in more urbanized, oops, sorry, excuse me, where mere mortals in more urbanized environments began making claims of everlasting ownership of property. Thus, it can be inferred the powerful possessing land like ushers of capital forced exploited workers to pay exorbitant rent, food, and other living expenses. Although no one can claim to devise a realistic plan to eradicate poverty altogether without altering the very fabric of society, in which each egocentric individual emphasizes surviving and thriving above all other considerations, it can be curtailed counterintuitively. Novel approaches to this issue are probably not the best means forward. Sometimes even imperfect attempts at emulating ancient approaches are the best solution. Trump in 2024. No, and more such arguments. I'm going to in the future installments actually link all the chapters so you can go back and see each one, and you should go back to see the illustrations that Richard Spizak has provided for us. He does a great job
let me
reading the
tell you how the
articles.
the essay, this essay, and a lot of his other essays read like the whole like counterculture newspapers or counterculture periodicals from the 60s. So it's for me, it's like a step back in time, which is really kind of awesome. People don't do the gonzo journalism stream of consciousness style essay like they used to, and this is definitely a step back there.
I definitely recommend you read more of his stuff, and he's also written a series of war poems based on the Ukraine. You should check out his author links and check out his stuff on Twitter and elsewhere.
Tin
As
soldiers
as
and
loath as loath as
Nixon's
I am to
coming.
recommend anyone to Twitter, at least I call it Twitter and not the other name.
Elon's ex.
Yeah, there we
Tin soldiers
go.
and Nixon's coming.
We're really fucking on our own. Let's let us go
Played by
now.
Stephen David, Justin, and Nash and Sills.
Oh Jesus.
What are we
Don't
talking?
make
What are
me
we talking?
don't make me laugh. I'm screwing up. Oh, look, Boba's gonna lose her job. Great. Anyway, let's oh, and before that we had almost forgot this because the order went out a little bit because I was really waiting for Richard's illustration. We had the comic Spotlight of Hawes, and this
I
one took
see
me a
it.
second. Whoop, this one took me a second to get. And mostly because I couldn't tell where the words were coming from.
He graduated from South Bay University. He had a stake in his education. Oh, I'm a hungry
Hi
man.
guys, I'm in hell. Every time you put an angry emoji to one of Tim's jokes, that helps get me out of hell too.
Thank you. So explain
Oh
this.
my God.
We need. I don't think we need to explain this. Do we need to explain this?
No, I think we're good. It took me a minute to figure out it was the pumpkins from the patch thing. Well, at least he looks happy. But
I
now I'm
really like.
asking him.
Yeah, I like the black cat. I'm not sure.
Host does a good job, and I think he has more more Halloween comics coming for the end of October. The Horathon, I haven't done the official call for submissions yet, but that's kind of partially because I've gotten submissions before I've even asked for them. So I'm probably gonna do the official call this Tuesday and just say, okay, just hurry up and give me your fucking Halloween shit, and I will publish it.
Halloween call for
You guys wait
Oddball.
till the last minute anyway. You
All
guys
right.
wait till the last minute.
What's next to review?
What's next to review?
How
That
about
is an
Susan
excellent.
Tepper? Because I know Susan Tepper.
Yes.
And
And
Susan
why can't here we
Tepper,
go.
when this poem got published, she loves the artwork by Digby Beaumont. And
I love the art by Digmead Beaumont. I love the art by Digmead Beaumont so much. I keep on I ask him to submit stuff to us on a regular basis. I lost track of him this summer, but I'm glad he came back. And actually, he illustrated one of your pieces recently in Oddball, like earlier this
right.
year. So I'm hoping to bring him back for very specific work because he does an excellent job. He has so much in his background and his backlog that he can almost produce art on command. He's fast in a way. He's almost faster than AI, but uh, but he does a good job with this. And Susan Isla Tepper on tilt, startling. When I finally got back, the city on full tilt. A rigged poker game. This city, hookers at the entrance to the tunnel, flashing their stuff, spread eagled on windshields during the rush hour crawl. Mistake. After another city of fountains and lush squares, a walking city end to end, rodent sculptures alive in a greenhouse untended, a person could wander, gaze unfettered, set back as it was in high weeds off the boulevard, resplendent flags in a line, breezy, the world waving, working. In a building nearby Bryant Park where the junkies did their daily, shots ringing out, random fire, cops bracing Times Square and 42nd Street, book ended, holsters bulging, and nightsticks twirling. Just try it. The peep show parlors promising 24-hour entertainment.
Great stuff. New
Someone who
York.
I think lives in the boonies, she gets the city really well. And she
Oh,
has a
he
what's
lived
that?
in New York for a while.
For a while, she still captures it. and
Yeah.
I enjoyed very much. The Nominated several times for the Pushcart Prize. She has a brand new novel, Hair of a Fallen Angel, that'll be out from Spoyton Deville Books. I don't know how to pronounce that. Do you? But anyway,
Close enough.
but yes, and of course, Digby Beaumont has been an art.
Whiting Devil, Duvel Devil. I don't know that. I don't
It's
know
the
that
devil.
pub.
Devil? Is that you behind me? But
Devil. The Devils.
his press is the devil. He's the devil. And of course, Digby Beaumont. Want to see more of his work. I'm looking forward to it in weeks and months to come, no matter who wins the election. Oops, too much, too soon. We are going to go to the next poison. Whoops, that's not what
Who
I
did the
want.
artwork for Keith Cortad's poem? Who did that
Let
artwork?
let me go over there. Oh, here we are. Wait. Oh, oh, that's some asshole. I don't want to talk about him. No, he is a he is me actually. And I used me only with an emergency break-in glass. I couldn't find anyone who had anything close to the setting of the hummingbirds. This is an interesting piece of almost a pocket poem. It's
Yeah, this is great. I'll read this one. The
okay. Go on. You have your own switch. Oh, okay, so there you go.
And it's quite nice. I mean, I love a Towns Van Zandt um, reference in the first stanza.
Oh
Searching
yeah.
for hummingbirds, the only left to do after the town's song. Smiling serenely, the stone Buna surveys fire and flood. Forgotten passwords, only leaves falling in the wind. Dirty dishes, a champagne flute filled with milk. Mere anarchy, a scarecrow kissing the beehive, a smoky sprawl on four paws, the cat at midday, Xanadu, the divorcee's empty bookshelf, bearing walkway, rumbling stomachs, pollinate the planet, spent too long forgetting toilet paper in autumn leaves. 21st century amygdala still boiling over with war. Post-coital breakfast, we laugh over unpronounceable ingredients. Relapse, the buzzard's shadow disappears into mine. Multiplication tables lying untouched beyond the sonograph. Exorcism, the callous text unseen. Remission, keys are found where they are lost. Butterflies in my stomach, were they ever caterpillars? Two twins slurring smoke, hope survives. Empire of the inner ear, civilization loses its balance. Suburban sprawl, all the hummingbirds are drunk on nectar. Gold fire flash of its eyes, the bobcat in high beams, blessed solitude, the wind thumbing through an open book. Hungover morning, a mouse walks through campfire ash. So I love the little vignettes here.
Keith Conrad, Ohio-based writer of tiny poems and brief fiction, generally avoiding the present as much as possible while wistfully longing for the 1990s. Obsessively watching Richard Linklater's Slacker, listening to Unwound and Fugazi, and shirking most, if not all, pressing matters of a responsible human adult. And some asshole who did the photography.
Nice. And like every time he listens to Unwind and Fugazi, they make 7 cents on Spotify. Just saying. No,
There you
actually
go. How
zero
could you?
zero 0.007. All
That's
right.
the business. And this is the beautiful photo from, or painting, I should say, from Ira Joel Haber.
Very cool.
Whoops, give me a sec. Oh, crap.
I got it on my screen.
Well, I freaking die. I freaking,
Well, all
I,
right. Well, look, let me tell you what it looks like. The painting's kind of like blue on the top. It looks like raining. And then there's like a tree and like soily stuff. And I mean, I could be completely wrong, but that's my interpretation. It could be a graduation gown, graduation cap in the top right. No, but we'll talk about the artwork because Joel, he's born and lives in Brooklyn. Sculpture, a painter, a writer, a book dealer. So he's a real artist, folks.
we
And
should have done the fucking brook. We should have done the fucking brook. He's walking. I'm painting here.
hey, I'm
I'm painting
walking
here.
here. Hey,
God. The Do you want to
Everybody's.
read this one? Do you want to read this one?
Yeah, let me read this one. As the rain streams and teams over the window panes, it's time now. All your labors and exploits, that jar still waiting in that valley, someone turning up the volume on that autumn rain, and you just waking up. They say the spirit of the corn runs ahead of the reapers, scanning the search engine of the unconscious with a firm handshake and coarse clothing, a life seen in a liver. You won that free subscription to history. Enjoy it. Take time off from the unnoticed ink stain on your shirt pocket to mix up your dream from scratch. You'll never have enough. Snags in the fabric of memory, whiffs of whiffs of brine, whiffs of brine in the alley. The words arrive with more assurance now to look over our shoulders, take your lead in this wet waltz. With our patented comfort guard application, tomorrow will soon forget yesterday's concerns. Poem by Perry L. Powell. And like I like how this poem is actually the narration is kind of speaking to the reader. Like, like, hey, enjoy it. Here it is. Like that's a technique that's used a lot, but it definitely draws you in, especially like when you're reading it aloud. The rain streams and teens over the window pane. I wonder if he's talking about the hurricanes, but I think it's a little more.
This was written a few months back, submitted a few months back, so possibly not.
Well, maybe he's like a soothsayer. He just kind of.
It's possible, but everyone's been saying our world's been fucked for a while. We're all soothsayers a little bit. Um, the
That was
next
a.
few are our poet
I'm gonna
columnists.
rename the poets. So that's Perry L. Soothsayer.
Oh
Wrote that
Jesus,
one.
who's James Van Lloyd named gonna be changed to?
So are we doing his thoughts here? It's all one thing. Is that what we're on?
It's his regular poem column is weekly, and he has he has a thought about everything. In recent weeks, I know he's been focusing on his family history. In recent years, he's actually been doing that a lot, going back to his Dutch roots, including like books that his descendants had written in Dutch, and he's translating and into English. It's a fascinating project he's going through. It's his family has a very rich history and was very cultured.
Very cool.
This one is more this one is more based on the labyrinth drawings that he does in the Boston Common every week. He'll
Okay.
literally draw a labyrinth maze, usually saying "this way to peace," and then they get washed in the rain. He does it all over again. His poem column.
It's important to say.
He's one of the few people I wanted to give a poem column to because he has literally hundreds of pieces, if not thousands at this point. That I think we couldn't publish enough books from him to like get his work out there into the world. So this is a good way to like also cement a little bit of Boston history because he talks about people like Bill Barnum, Jack Powers, and other individuals like that.
Yeah, those people, their names can't be lost. I mean, the you do the stone soup, you've doing it for a good long, long time. Jack, of course, founded it, and the big thing with that whole stone soup, and you've kept it running. That like when I moved to Boston, Stone Soup was basically the only poetry venue in town. And people
Very
would
true.
wait for that Monday night or whatever night it was on, and that was it. And like Jack held court.
Very true. Things have changed a little bit, but Stone Soup is still game for any writer. If you guys are interested, a new person at Stone Soup every week helps get me out of hell too. I'm also in here for it's also double jeopardy to put me in hell. I edit Oddball magazine and I'm a poetry host. I host several open mics. This is all it's all one thing entitled Mother Earth Notre Dame. I drew the ancient Mother Earth labyrinth on Boston Common, expecting it to be washed away in a day or two, but unexpected, it didn't rain for a whole month, August into September, as if the Earth Mother refused to leave and lingered for many days when, All summer the grass was damp and green as it rained and rained huge floods. I watched in the Neponset River high tides overflow, the banks highest ever. But then, just like that, my ancient Indian native Am Labyrinth was out there, refreshed. Oh, Native American Labyrinth was out there, refreshed by full range color every other day or two until finally, after several day predictions of rain, anticlimactic, it does rain. And just as I've been planning for a month, I don't go out on Sunday to make the design from Chartres, the cathedral in France, to mark in blue and gold and red Notre Dame. Our Lady, the absolute symbol, was with rosette windows of the Gothic architecture of first Middle Age Renaissance that led to modern times of science and art. Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo too, where those women come and go, speaking of neglected feminine. Yes, labyrinth of cavernous earth and return to the earth where earthly we come from the earth and return to earth as she keeps telling us, Mother, oh Mother Earth, why would we ever leave her? She is so beautiful in all her many colors. Notre Dame, Our Lady. I'm not going to shout the last two phrases. But,
So
and of course,
my oddball question. It's number 557, which is about 10 years. So has he been publishing something every week for like over 10 years?
there have been some double publications when I wasn't keeping better track, but yeah, he's been sending me something every week for almost a year. I think the only time I didn't post something was the week my sister died. That was it. And even then, he still had something.
Wow. That's a lot. 557 submissions. That's a lot.
And he's got more coming every week. The guy is a machine. I can tell you that.
All right, so is
We
that the week or is there more things this week?
two more things. I'll read the first one, and then we have to choose our favorite Bruce Wise piece. The
Okay.
Bruce Wise of the week. You can read ahead if you want.
I
I'm
think I
good. I
need
picked the haiku already, so I called shotgun. You pick the
well, maybe that's my favorite too.
we'll come at me if it's that's the case.
We'll fight it out.
Bamboo.
Who fight to the death about the haiku.
I'm already in hell. What the fuck can you threaten me with? Come on. Fight me back to life. There we go. Bring me back to life. Okay. This is Bamboozled No More from Janet Cormier, local artist and writer, past comedian of the Boston Poetry, Cambridge, and mostly now Jamaica Plain scene. Thank God that God is God. No, thank God that is God, and not one of us. Hello, world, people on Earth, aka Earthlings. I extend my greetings and prayers to those of you I know as well as to all the people I have yet to meet. Extending a hello and well wishes is one of those exercises I work on doing every day, multiple times a day. Some folks think this is an odd practice. What I think is odd is limiting blessings and prayers that only acknowledge the people you know. I look and think like you, attend your church, live in your neighborhood, and so on. Why do so many choose to abide by lists with so many restrictions and rules which contradict the Ten Commandments? Where did all the restrictions come from? Did God ask for edits or feedback? I thank God that God has a sense of humor, is patient, and doesn't judge us the way we judge others. It is difficult to imagine God demanding that everyone speak one language or that we must pray for people who only look like us, attend the same church, and so on. It's curious how people seem so eager to reinterpret the commandments to simplify their lives and to justify or justify their decisions as how they will treat others. Let us be grateful. Let's just be grateful that God is God and will keep that great sense of humor and patience with us as we continue to learn how to live together on the same planet. Can I get an amen? Assalamualaikum. Assalam alaikum. Peace be to you.
Heavy. And
And now,
so that's kind of like, the I had on my Dyer show, we were talking about narrative poems and like why is there the trend toward more narrative poems? And it was kind of interesting to hear her discuss that.
We have more. And now we have.
I got my piece. It's not the haiku.
Let's have you go first.
Okay, my piece is Ukraine Your Head by Radis Leblusu. The
There you
blonde
go.
assassin passes on Emily Dickinson. Of course, I'm just a sucker for Emily Dickinson. Like the subject at one of my support groups this week was hope. And I was supposed to describe what hope is. And I said, hope is the thing with feathers. And no one knew what the fuck I was talking about because you bring poetry in with the common people. They don't know what's going on. Anyway, Ukraine Your Head by Radis Lebusu. The blonde assassin passes on. Emily Dickinson. Thy uptight ambassador is now the latest passenger, and yet the war goes on. Can no one halt the massacre? Ukraine Your Head to count the dead across the countryside. 200,000 total deaths. Oh no, it's true, have died. And one thing that wins me over is I am not a softie for rhyming poems. But if you use rhyming poems, because rhyming poems are sing-songy, but if you use them for like serious poems, and I teach this one in workshops, it works either if you go over the top in the Dr. Seuss type way, or if you do it like, you're talking about war and massacre. Obviously, she's in Ukraine, she's using a rhyming poem to talk about 200,000 deaths. A rhyming poem. Score. That one wins for me.
There was actually an allusion to J. Alfred Prufrock uh, by T.S. Eliot in James's Notre Dame poem. I'm going to read The Hands of Time That Clutch. Bruce Wise writes under personas. He basically creates a persona out of anagrams of his full name.
Oh,
This one is by B.S. Eliud Akruwi. I guess that translates to Bruce
so
E.
wait, what I
Wise.
read was not from an actual Ukrainian poet.
No, he creates personas that are actually these poets.
Why did I not know this?
It's I don't know. I have no
I thought
answers.
he was searching the ends of the earth for these poems, but he was writing these poems. Well, good for him.
He
That's
writes all
awesome.
these poems in various personas, and sometimes odd, sometimes fitting. It's an arduous exercise that he does every week, and he's been doing this for a while. As a matter of fact, if you look up to the web address, you can know that this is the 400th time he's done this. So he
Yeah.
joined us shortly after I became an editor at Oddball to create this.
So
So
I
he's
write in personas too.
yes, but I don't
Like
think you have names for all. I don't think you have
when I
names
write
for all of
a
them.
no, when I write a bad poem, it's like fucking stupid fucking asshole persona.
Oh God, you got to sign it, stupid fucking fuck. That way
No,
your
I
reputation
just
will.
never want to see the bad ones. You never want to see the bad ones reach the light of day ever.
I hear you. The Hands of Time That Clutch by B.S. Ilud Akriwe. Okay. Um, I'm not going to ask if I got that right because I probably didn't. The last fingers of leaf clutch and sink onto the wet bank. T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. At times he didn't feel very good. It was so plain to see. He'd grimace in the throes either pain or misery. Yet still he would press on, despite the jerks he had to meet, and do his best to be a working member of the team. If he fell down, he'd pick himself back up to face his foes. With all his muscles, he would fight, for there were lots of blows. In a darkness, he'd extend his chin, though he felt hard chagrin. He'd love to go out to the beach and watch the waves come in. He took that what satisfaction he could get, if not that much. Oh God, he wished he could escape the hands of time that clutch. And according to Bruce Wise, this Mr. Acree is a poet of difficult momes. T.S. Eliot, 1888 to 1965, was a modernist, Amera Anglo poet and prosette.
And T.S. Eliot has this rap, that about him, but like the poem "The Wasteland," if you've not read it, that's a really, really awesome poem, and like definitely check it out. There's like I think it's probably somewhere on the internet. And actually you can find it at Poetry Foundation. So check out that poem too. Like the definitely Mr. Wise here, Bruce Wise, and he nods to a lot of good poems. So it's always good to like, find the poems that he is referring to and read those too. The great poems.
Very true. Very true. And with that, at the end of the Oddball show, the week that was, the week I was has been. We are all has-beens now. You're all has-beens. This week has been, and so are you. I think. I think that's how it goes. And thanks to all your likes, I might be able to get out of hell. Let's see. We received a total this week. Can we get a Tiffany? Remember the old days of the Jerry Lewis marathon, the telethon? They'd be like, "Can we get a Tiffany?" And they'd show the likes.
I love it because
Oh,
as Jerry was getting more and more exhausted on the Labor Day weekend, more and more of his clothes were falling off. I don't know about you. When I get tired, my clothes are staying on. His tuxedo's all disheveled. They love him in France. We loved it on telephone. Okay. Well, let's check the on now.
uh,
That's my Jerry Lewis impression.
and now I'm remembering the guy who. Now I'm remembering the person who Sam Kinison during one of his bits would have like one of Jerry's kids come on.
Ugh.
He wasn't actually on the telethon, but he was someone who had similar illness, and he came on. He's just like, "Either give us a cure or give us the fucking money. I want the money. Give me some way. I want some money for women and drugs. Either give us the money or give us the cure." Like, you're raising all these millions. Fuck them. Like, but I think that was his final thing. Yeah, they give me the cure or give me the cash. But I can't say anything too bad. My sister actually was locally on the telethon.
Oh.
She was there one year with Frederick's Artaxia. She stopped at a fire station. They were filmed locally. She wasn't seen nationally, but she was seen in New England for a brief second. But so I can't badmouth the telethon. That was her bit of TV fame.
I love the people that are answering the phones. What do they do it now with cell phones? Like, hold
Do they
on.
even do it anymore? Who does the telethon? Who
They
does a
text.
telethon?
They just use PayPal or Venmo.
I think that's it. I think the telephone section is. I think the telethon is dead. Or worse, Ryan Seacrest took it over.
Well, I don't know. Like, my Verizon, I bundle. I get my VTech phone. That's not, it's got a number. I never give it out. VTech. What are
You're
they,
trying
what
to
are they
get.
going to
You get
bumble?
try.
What are
Are you
they
trying
going
to
to
get a free?
bundle?
You're
Are
trying
they
to get
going
a
to,
free subscription from them.
oh, we also, I guess you can bundle a beeper too from Verizon.
You're trying to get deals from Verizon.
Yeah, I
There's,
love,
it's people like you I block on my Shark VPN. No, but
you,
oh God,
you know what? If you really want like a good deal, they should have like, a free burner phone every week. Like that'd be great. Like you gotta definitely like cable's dying. You have to, the new audience, the new buyers are the underworld. So free burner phone every single week if you sign up for Verizon.
I want a burner phone so I can kill someone every once a week and get away with it. I want a burner phone so I can talk dirty to the girls from my high school once a week and never talk to them again. Once a week. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Is
I don't
that
think
too
I've
much?
ever owned a burner phone.
I don't know anyone who has. I think the closest one was my mom, who just got like a phone from Walgreens when hers wasn't working. I think that's it. That's all. I think she even bought burner phones one time to give to homeless people. But that was it.
Like, Mom, your burner phone is ringing. Who's got
I
this,
know she.
honey? All right, we want to need like a few pounds of meth there.
Oh
Chad,
no,
this is for you.
this is bad. One time, my mom like gave out packages for me to hand out to the city. I'll tell you this story because no one will ever hear it because my parent family does not watch or read me or observe me.
I'm gonna take a
One
clip of this.
My mom handed out a bunch of stuff, and one of the items that she handed in these bags, some of it was useful stuff, like gift certificate, gift cards, for McDonald's and stuff like that, for food, for gloves, and then there was a bar of soap. And one time I gave it out to someone in the Boston Common. Someone really took umbrage and insult. I remember walking out, walking away, and I didn't look back. I told myself I shouldn't look back because the guy goes, "Hey, tell your mom." And he goes, "Hey, thanks for the bar of soap." Then I hear a flang as if he threw it into the garbage can. I'm
That's
like, "Uh-oh."
that's awesome. I remember growing up, Pathmark had like this seniors club. The seniors club for Pepper, they had this commercial and be like, honey, what have you got? He's like, they gave me a free bottle of rubbing alcohol. I was
And
like,
she
yeah,
probably was excited. That's the sad part.
yay, Pathmark. You know what? Oh, 50% off Metamucil, Auntie. I love the, I just love the roughing.
Ironically, my girlfriend would probably be very excited at a full bottle of free rubbing alcohol.
Free rubbing alcohol. I go, what is next? Like, oh, denture grip? Like, thank God for Pathmark. Yeah, denture grip.
Oh
Like,
my God.
denture grip, let me tell you, it's all or nothing. Either your dentures are gonna fall out eating an apple, or you're gonna glue those fuckers in and they'll never leave you until like sores start forming. So like there's no halfway point with denture grip. Not that I know, but I've heard people talk about it.
Oh, I don't want to hear about old people talking about medication unless it's Rodney Dangerfield. Hey, I found out my gums were shrinking. The doctor said, "Idiot, you're brushing your teeth with preparation H."
Oh, ouch.
I know, I know.
Well, you become that person. Like when you're a child and rolling your eyes about like your whole family sitting around talking about their ailments.
Yeah, they're
You
like, you
you
will.
become that person. Like suddenly it's kind of like, yeah, I had to go to the Chad, I had to go to the podiatrist because my ingrown toenail became a second toe on its own.
Are
You become that person.
you talking from personal experience? Is that why you haven't been talking about
Well, I mean,
Rona
I
lately?
can't wait until I get way, way old and I'm making like ham turkeys in the nursing home. I can become a child again.
Oh God, I can't. I don't know what truths and memories are going to come out of my mouth every day. They might have to kill me. I might be have to be hidden like Reagan,
It's just,
spouting family and state secrets.
it's the cycle
Uh,
of life. You grow older, you're young, yet the world is your oyster. Then you're talking about your ailments, and then you're making turkey hams. Like that's
you
it.
forgot a step before the ailments when you start telling stories to everyone who's like 10 years younger than you or more. It's like you just start telling tales just for the hell of it. I had a my girlfriend's daughter went out camping for tonight overnight, and as I hung out with her guy friends who were all there, I practically held an audience as I'm telling them about homestarrunner.com and how that was before YouTube, that was the greatest thing on the internet. And they're just like, wow, this is before YouTube? What'd they do? Did they go on Newgrounds? Newgrounds, ha! They had their own website that they did animation on. They're just like, wow. I hold court. I'm
Like
that grandpa meme
kids,
that's been coming out. And in
kids.
my days, autumn was cold.
Yeah, kids gather around. Used to watch television shows every week, and you couldn't watch any other show but that week's show. Come on, Grandpa. No,
So we
it's
went to the VCR store where they had old other shows and backlog, and I wore an onion, which was the style at the time.
the family would sit around and watch Mary Tyler Moore.
Boy,
Oh,
really?
no, not my family. No,
I was wondering.
it was kind of weird. My family didn't watch TV as a family because my parents would watch Masterpiece Theater and like I'd watch like something else. I'd watch sitcoms and like we never reached it was like the generation gap, the Pepsi generation. We never reached common ground.
My mom watched MASH like twice in one night because I think they had it on TV 38 for an hour at the time I was growing up.
Yeah, that was big when shows became syndicated. You could watch them every night. Like, oh my God,
Yes, yes.
three.
When Roddy Piper was getting into a shouting match with the fellow wrestler Adrian Adonis, Adrian was like, "Your show is so boring. It's like watching MASH three times in one night." It's so old. I'm like, "Oh, I felt seen. I
And
felt
then,
seen."
and then when a show got syndicated that wasn't popular, it might have only had a 2 year run, like What's Happening.
Oh
They
God, yeah,
syndicate it like every like 3 months, they're back to the beginning.
true. Yeah, because yeah, like it was a less successful show, which only had 107 episodes. I'm like, wait, what? That's like five seasons of Breaking Bad.
I mean, no wonder like they had very special episodes. I think they just run out of ideas. Like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna make Alex anorexic on Family Ties. Like, what else can we think of? We've run out of ideas.
Did that happen?
No, I'm just making it up as usual.
I know they made his uncle alcoholic.
They did
Alec,
in one episode.
in another episode, I think he was caught embezzling or like doing computer fraud because he was
It's a rough
he,
family. Then there was,
Tom Hanks was a shit magnet on that show. He was always getting in trouble.
yeah, didn't he try to kiss Mallory? Or there's
Oh, I don't remember that. That sounds creepy.
some creepy uncle tried to kiss Mallory. So that's another special episode.
Ah, the 60s and 70s, where where Alex P. Keaton's dad grew out of. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, like, in this day and age, the very special episodes that they could make now?
A very special episode.
Yeah, you
I
wouldn't be
remember
allowed to.
Strangers with Candy. They used to do a very special episode every week because that was the whole point. Because what was her name? I'm forgetting her name. Amy Sedaris.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw her that show.
Oh, she's great.
I'm still doing the wrong things, but at least I'm doing them for the right reasons. That was that was amazing. But
Oh,
yes, oh,
I thought of a great movie script. I'd
what's
like
that?
I'd like to share this. I was talking to a friend of mine, and so here's the premise. It's
Okay,
some opinionated loudmouth that loses all of his or her friends. It could be male, could be female.
okay,
But it's basically a comic's gonna star in it, and they're just opinionated and they're grating, and then they have like one of those things like they wish upon they make a wish because their life's so bad on this magic stone or magic jewel, and
yeah,
suddenly everything they say people agree with and they like. So like the abrasive person's kind of like, why don't you like driving? Why don't you get out of my way? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Like it's sort of like Bruce Almighty, but
yeah.
meets big.
That could be a dangerous premise. And now the Rush Limbaugh show. What will they agree with him on next? Oh
Please
God.
bring me oxycodone.
Oh no. Actually, that could turn a dark turn.
And
What if everyone
now,
agrees? What if
and
everyone
now
agrees with what
I'm
he
gonna
says and he tries
pop,
to become woke?
and now I'm gonna pop 10 pills without
Oh
getting
no.
fired.
That's almost like the invention of lying that had Ricky Gervais in it.
Yeah,
He comes. Did you see that movie?
while ago.
Yeah, because he comes from a world that where no one's lying, and he has to. His job is to recite history for TV, and he's caught. He's stuck with the shit job of doing the Black Death. So every time he does an honest account of it, it's boring and no one likes it. And it's depressing. But then one day he makes the first lie, and then everyone believes him from that point on. Like the cop pulls him over. You were speeding. No, I wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Here we go. All right, let me rip up this ticket. I'm very sorry. I made a mistake, sir. Oh, that's no problem. He goes to his account to take out his last $500, and he goes, "Oh, I actually have 5,000 in there." Oh, it says
Hmm.
only here 500, and he goes, "No, it's 5,000." Oh, I'm sorry. Like no one can even get the concept of a lie, so they just assume he's telling the truth, and there's a mistake.
So I'm looking at our stream and we're at 59 minutes. This might be a good time to make it a 1 hour, 1 hour very special episode.
A 1 hour tour. And with all your non-likes, you'll get me out of hell then. Or with me just pressing the stop. We're gonna be in hell for a while. I think
Don't
this might be my
forget, there's
background for the
always
next
hell
few
next
weeks.
week. There's always hell
Always hell
next week.
next week.
That's
Well,
correct.
I'll be announcing the Stone Soup entry, and I'll hopefully be getting more people coming in for Oddball. Stay tuned. More goodness coming. Hopefully, people like Jason Wright will be able to come back with his Jagged Thoughts column. Hopefully, Jeffrey Fallon will be coming back with his comic, The Secrets of Skinny People. They've both been on hiatus, and hopefully, will come back stronger than ever.
All right. Agreed. All right, guys.
Better than ever, and
Uh,
extra white, and almost blue.
Peace out.
Peace out. Get me out of hell. We'll talk later. Thank you for listening to The Week That Was.